Oh, I got him. Oh my... It's been a while since I've used a Wolfpack. And no, it's not just because I haven't found the blueprint since the first expedition. I just didn't want it. I think that the Wolfpack is more of a tool to clear Ark, and not something that people should be using to hunt down bigger Ark like Rocketeers and stuff. Especially now that they've changed the Wolfpack's recipe to require a Rocketeer driver, let me offer you a much cheaper alternative that anybody can use even without a blueprint. Thus, enter the Hornet Driver, which has been my favorite way to kill Rocketeers since the first expedition. And although I'm sure there are people out there who have found this for themselves, as it pretty much is intuitive and also really fun, there is a little nuance to it which I wanted to cover just to make it a little more reliable for those of you who want to try it out. Now I am going to go into the specifics on how the Hornet Driver and even the Showstopper work, but if you just want to see how to kill Rocketeers basically for free, you can skip to it in the chapters below. I don't really mind. But if you stick through it, you might learn something you didn't, so let's just get right into it. Up first, the Hornet Driver has a sweet spot, which basically means that it has to be thrown in a specific way and at a specific distance for it to do something other than doing absolutely nothing to what you want stunned. This is because the Hornet Driver does not activate on impact. Instead, when thrown, it has a short delay, then an active period in which it will target and zap things that come into its range. Compared to the Showstopper, which can work as an impact grenade if hitting things directly, the only real differences are that the Showstopper has a longer radar stun duration and only stuns as soon as it detonates. However, both stuns have the same duration and radius against Ark, and although this clip was definitely a skill issue, I found it harder to hit flying Ark with the Showstopper than the driver. So when it comes to the Hornet Driver, you'll want to be at least around 20 meters from what you're throwing it at for it to actually stun it. However, it is a little inconsistent on whether or not the Ark will just hit the ground and explode because of how the Hornet Driver's stun chooses to target. This basically means that in order to get the true effectiveness of the Hornet Driver, you'll have to get it to stun exactly what you want. So let's get right into how to do that with Rocketeers. When it comes to the Rocketeer, the Hornet Driver can take it down in a lot of ways. The most consistent, though, is to get it to zap 2 of its thrusters. That is a little easier said than done, as if you throw the driver from below, or even too far above the Rocketeer, it has a chance to zap its gun or core, which won't go well. The main things that you'll want to avoid are throwing the Hornet Driver from behind the Rocketeer, as that has a higher chance of hitting its gun and only 1 thruster, which most often will not kill it. You can also see here that if you throw it too high above the Rocketeer, it may only zap 1 thruster, if anything at all. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can get a Hornet Driver to work from behind if you basically throw it over the Rocketeer, as then it is more likely to hit 2 thrusters. Still, it should be noted that any stun on the Rocketeer has a chance to kill it with enough luck, because this game is weird. My preferred method, and what I think is the most reliable, is to throw the Hornet Driver towards the front of the Rocketeer. Because he's so far away forward, I'll throw it like this. And he's dead. This is because we can take advantage of that active duration that I talked about earlier, where if we throw the Hornet Driver above the Rocketeer, we can basically guarantee that it will first target those 2 thrusters that are closest to it, which in turn will almost always take it down. Even when the Rocketeer falls all the way to the ground, it might not always die, so if that happens, I don't recommend jumping onto them unless you see that they're already on fire, as then you may be able to finish them in time. But you'll see here that it broke off the armor of its 2 thrusters, so you can just always back up and finish it off regularly with any ammo at that point. Or find another Hornet Driver and throw it, and it will almost always die the second time it hits the ground. So don't do what I did there and jump onto them, because that rarely works, I swear. It doesn't. So I guess let me summarize what I've gone over so far. First, the best approach to take to stun a Rocketeer is to go from the front and throw the Hornet Driver above it. Be at least around 20 meters away, and use the throwing guide to try to get the driver to line up with 2 thrusters. If not from the front, throw the Hornet driver from the side, but make sure that the throwing line goes over the Rocketeer, otherwise it might zap the underside and hit the gun. And lastly, if the Rocketeer falls to the ground but doesn't die, it will have taken a lot of damage, so you can either finish it off with another Hornet driver, or if you aim along the underside of its wing, some people call it the shoulder or armpit, it is actually fully unarmored there, so you can just finish it off with any weapon. And that's where we're gonna leave this video off. I hope this helps you out in some way, and if it did, like, comment, and sub, it helps a ton, and I will see you guys in the next one. Now my favorite bonus clip.
Button pressed. I can't see anything. What's happening? There's a comet. Ah. Get me in. Oh no, that's the guy I saw earlier. I need to see. Get a hatch key.
I believe they have a chance to only drop 1.
Yeah, it's dumb how they now you have to have a Rocketeer to make a wolf.
How are you supposed to make, like, profit now? Killing them.
No, you can, and you can't, like, literally, they only give you 1. Literally 1 every time you kill a Rocketeer, and sometimes it takes 2 to kill a Rocketeer.
Let me give you a tip. In like a couple days or a week, I'm gonna release a YouTube video on how to kill them with just a single Hornet driver. I've been working on it.
How many were covered?
So just keep an eye out for that. It's like, it's convenient. It's very convenient. I've done it like 8 times basically, consecutively.
With a Hornet Driver? Fuck, that's cool.
Just check out Blue Pop DLC, guys.
Good job.
Okay, that's a video done. Oh. Okay, well, we made it. Thank you, guys. I don't know why you guys are still here. This is the end of the video. I'm definitely not stalling for no reason. No. I'm ending the video now. It's okay. Okay, here we go.